Welcome to the Carthage College new Alumni Convocation. To ensure that everyone is able to enjoy the proceedings without distraction, we request that at this time you turn off all phones, watches, pagers, and other electronic devices that may produce sound.
Good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to have you here tonight as we have this new Alumni Convocation. For those of you who might not know, I am Pastor Cara Baylor. I am your campus pastor, and it's wonderful to be able to celebrate with you because you are my first class that I've been through this whole journey with. So it's so exciting to be able to see so many faces that I recognize. So please pray with me. Good and gracious God, we come before you this night filled with excitement for what is to come and sadness for what we are leaving behind. We give you thanks for the blessings of friendships that carried us through good times and bad. We give you thanks for failures that taught us that we can get up again and try again, and successes that showed each of us that we have been given gifts that can be used for the common good of all people. We give you thanks for the professors who have reached out a hand of care and who have challenged our ways of thinking. We give you thanks for the staff who have worked hard behind the scenes, creating spaces for learning and growth to take place. As we take leave from this place, give us courage to use the education that we have received, to build on that education, and to freely share it with others. As we set forth from this place, may we continue to be transformed, continue to learn. May we continue to use our gifts for a more peaceful and just world. We pray this in your holy name. Amen.
Welcome, class of 2018, and welcome to our faculty, staff, and members of the Board of Trustees. This convocation is the official start of your commencement weekend. Tonight begins our celebration of you as our newest graduates, and we are all so happy to be here. It is an honor for me, especially, to be here with you because you are my first graduating class. I want to thank you for welcoming me to Carthage so warmly and for being leaders on campus during my very first year. You've each made your mark here, and I know I speak for all of your professors and all of your staff when I say that you have made Carthage better. I've been informed that tonight is actually the most important event in commencement weekend. Sunday's ceremony apparently matters too, but tonight, the library has been transformed into a 5-star dining experience filled with food stations, decadent desserts, and, rumor has it, sushi in Neiman. But first, we want to formally welcome you as our newest Carthage alumni. You join a network of more than 22,000 Carthage graduates, and you will hear from several of them tonight. We look forward to sending you off with good food, good conversation, and our very best wishes for this weekend and your future. It is now my pleasure to introduce tonight's student speaker, Chelsea Nemeth. Chelsea began a stellar college career even before she graduated from high school, when she was named a recipient of one of Carthage's prestigious presidential scholarships. On Sunday, she will graduate with a degree in finance and marketing, and she counts among her many campus activities leading the Carthage Enactus organization as its president this year. And you may know that it beat every other Enactus organization in the state of Wisconsin just recently, and for being part of the senior class gift committee. I've also had the opportunity to get to know Chelsea as a student worker in my office. And you need to know that although 2 different staff were making calls to our city to ask whether the Lakeside Trolley could come onto our campus, Chelsea had an idea that she would make a call by herself. And after 1 call, you've seen the trolley on campus. Very impressive. Please welcome Chelsea Nemeth.
classmates, it is so exciting to be here with all of you as the class of 2018. I know that we are all experiencing many emotions right now, with the big event only 2 days away. I'm sure you will all agree that we are about to say some pretty difficult goodbyes. The relationships we have built here with each other and with our professors have really made Carthage home these past few years. It's hard to believe that we have reached the moment where we go off, get real jobs, and start adulting. I know that we will receive quite a few speeches about this in the next few days, so I decided to take a different approach. I decided to dig up some interesting facts, stats, and accomplishments about our class these past 4 years. From day one, we started strong. As a class, we won 61 competitive scholarships. 21 states and 3 countries are represented by our hometowns. There are 8 seniors among us who helped other students do well in their classes by becoming writing fellows. 37 seniors studied abroad during their time here, including 5 people who were abroad for an entire year. More than 95% of us have participated in some type of experiential learning, including internships, clinical or field placements, and undergraduate research. 42% of us have been employed on campus, developing the competencies the workforce is looking to us to provide. One example of student employment is student ambassadors. There are 44 senior student ambassadors who have helped bring in the next generation of Carthage students. 2 seniors are graduating with self-designed majors, and 144 are graduating with a double or triple major. We have 4 people in the class of 2018 who have been selected as Fulbright scholars: TJ Gertig, Samantha Johnson, Zoe Rodriguez, and Sky Rutherford. Brad Rutter will be serving in the Peace Corps for the next 2.5 years. In addition, many of us have conquered living on campus for all 4 years. 7 of us dedicated time to being RAs even as seniors. And all of us have finally passed thesis. If we look at the fine arts, seniors have participated in 12 plays, 8 student-directed plays, 4 musicals, and 8 dance concerts, and won 7 national awards from the Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival for the production Seat at the Table. Members of our class participated in more than 15 music groups on campus, performing in about 600 music events over the last 4 years, with some people touring Japan, China, Africa, and Europe. Our class has participated in 4 Christmas fests, performing for more than 20,000 people. Miranda Aldrich, a senior oboe player, won this year's Carthage Concerto competition. The Wind Orchestra traveled 310 miles to Carthage, Illinois to perform a concert. Our class is dominated in athletics during our time here. There are 113 senior student athletes representing our class, and they won 17 CCIW championships. In addition, this year, our women's swim and dive team won their first CCIW championship in Carthage history. Carthage also hosted 2 NCAA championship tournaments, including men's soccer in 2016 and men's volleyball a few weeks ago. Mia Bennett became national champion this year in weight throw for indoor track and field. Rachel Massell scored the most goals in a lacrosse game for the CCIW, and Chantal Gardner and London Townsend were part of the men's track and field 4x100 school record this year. Several seniors made an impact for the Center for Faith and Spirituality, becoming the first student employees for that office. Seniors including Mandy Ellert, Haley Espinoza, and Zoe Shaw helped to create open table worship and interfaith lunch. They also managed 6 Red Cross blood drives the past 3 years. Approximately 150 seniors have been involved in Greek life. During our time here, we have belonged to 134 student organizations and have contributed countless hours of community service. Through one service organization, VITA, senior volunteers gave more than 90 hours of time this year alone, giving help to low-income Kenosha citizens preparing their tax returns. Over the past 4 years, they have helped bring back more than $5.54 million to the community. As we all know, the weather in Kenosha can be pretty unpredictable. We survived our coldest day at Carthage, which was minus 11 degrees without wind chill, during our J-term of freshman year. We have also contributed to spray painting the Kissing Rock an estimated of 280 times during the past 4 years. And speaking of the rock, several major projects took place at Carthage while we've been here. The rock was moved and the shoreline stabilization project was completed to protect our campus from erosion. The first floor of Lentz Hall now has a state-of-the-art nursing laboratory. And the tower will be open this fall. More than 20,000 tons of dirt were moved for the tower to be built. Our freshman year, the Science Center was under construction. While the rehab on the building was taking place, we were experiencing our first J-term, creating friendships with our new classmates, and getting to know Carthage as our new home. And of course, we welcomed President Swallow this past year, who has gotten to know many of us and even invited many of us to dine in his home for campus events. In terms of eating on campus, we have consumed insane amounts of food during our time here. We have contributed to the consumption of over 164,000 stew pizzas, as well as 30,000 pounds of wild chicken. That is quite an accomplishment. Also, we cannot forget about the 123 fire alarms that we endured at all hours of the night during our time here, 70 of them being in the first year. With all of these incredible things that our class has achieved and experienced these past 4 years, I hope you all are extremely proud of our accomplishments as a class and also your individual ones. It's crazy to think about everything that has happened to us in 4 short years. I'm sure we can all remember how we felt on day 1 of college. There were definitely a lot of memorable emotions that day. I think we should all spend a few moments this weekend looking back at pictures from our first weeks here and think about how much we have grown up since then, how much has changed, how much we have changed, and how our friendships have grown. We truly are a historic class at Carthage, and we are able to make this history together. Now we'll turn those experiences into memories. I have one final stat for you to take in. In about 43 hours, 624 of us will become alumni of Carthage College. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce David Weirs. Mr. Weirs is a 1998 Carthage graduate and a member of the Carthage College Board of Trustees. This group of volunteers gives generously their time, talents, and resources to govern the college. Many are Carthage graduates, and they exemplify what it means to honor the responsibility of giving back. Carthage trustees, along with generous alumni around the world, fund professorships, scholarships, internships, and other special initiatives that have made our time at Carthage richer and our education deeper. Mr. Weirs graduated from Carthage with a degree in business and marketing and an emphasis in economics. He has almost 2 decades of experience in the energy industry, and in 2003, founded the energy management firm Satori Energy in Chicago. He has served on the Carthage Alumni Council and President's Leadership Council, and you have probably seen him on campus, as he is here often to attend events. A proud alumnus of the Redmond basketball team, he recently teamed up with President Swallow to battle our student athletes in Giving Day Trivia Challenge. Please welcome Mr. Weirs.
Thank you, Chelsea. John, we didn't do too well in that trivia contest, did we? Next year, we will be better prepared. Now, it says here that I'm supposed to say something embarrassing about Chelsea, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to congratulate her, Monica Casper, and the rest of the Carthage class of 2018 on your many achievements and successes. In the coming days, you will join thousands of other young adults across the country who are graduating from college and embarking on the real world. This is truly a thrilling time in your lives. You will start new jobs, meet new people, and travel to new places. Chelsea already informed you that I graduated from Carthage in 1998. Believe it or not, back then I had a full, robust head of beautiful brown hair. And I've been told that some of the Carthage staff had a great time today looking through some old yearbooks to find this photo. Christine, Ben, you probably remember this, Nick maybe. That's really me. It's crazy. I remember the ramp up after I graduated and the evolution to the real world very well. There is anticipation, there is expectation. You are finally here after all of your hard work. The world you are entering today is complex. Its problems are multifaceted and complicated. All of us, we, have high expectations for you. I remember that graduating from college brings its share of emotions as well, and this is entirely natural. I want to tell you and assure you that you are ready. You have had a transformational experience here at Carthage and have spent the last 4 years preparing for this. You have learned to look at problems from many vantage points, to develop solutions by thoughtfully considering a variety of views. And these are skills that the world needs today, desperately needs. I'm going to paraphrase George Bernard Shaw, and then Bobby Kennedy said this later. Some see things as they are and ask why. Carthaginians dream things that never were and ask why not. The industry that my company serves did not exist when I graduated from Carthage in 1998. It did not exist. Since that time, we have hired 10 other Carthage graduates, including one who's sitting here among you today, who has already started her journey into the real world. You should know that no matter how challenging your new environment becomes, you will never be alone as a Carthaginian. You will be joining the ranks of 22,000 others, as John mentioned, who also claim Carthage as home. This network of professionals is yours for life, here to give you counsel, here to offer empathy, here to network and to share stories, and eventually to help when it is your time to pay it forward. As you embark on your new adventures, remember, in addition to this community of alumni, there are also faculty and staff who will continue to care deeply about you and your future successes. Still 20 years since I graduated, I keep in touch with some professors and mentors today. And now, as a trustee, I return to campus many times each year. That deep Carthage compassion is still integral to who we are as an institution. I know that because I've seen it. Your professors, your coaches, your Carthage staff members genuinely care about you. Keep those connections. Carthage and its people will always be here for you. And as for the real world, it is there for you to shape. Make it your own. Congratulations, class of 2018. Chelsea talked about some of the accomplishments of our students, but that was amazing. One more round of applause for them. Fantastic. It is now my privilege to introduce Ann O'Leary, a member of the Carthage class of 2014 and Vice President of the Carthage Alumni Council. This group is dedicated to serving all Carthage alumni by planning events, providing scholarships, and assisting our regional alumni chapters, as well as recognizing alumni achievements through the Beacon Awards program. If you haven't been to the Beacon Awards, I implore you, next April, put it on your calendar, come back to Carthage and experience the event. It's fantastic. Ann herself was a recipient last year. Ann currently works as an account executive for Kennedy Communications, a full-service advertising agency in Madison. Please join me in welcoming Ms. O'Leary.
Thank you, David, and hello to the class of 2018. 4 years ago, you walked onto campus for the first time as freshmen. Perhaps you remember your parents dropping you off. I might have cried a little. Maybe you remember standing in line, surrounded by a bunch of people you didn't know during registration. Or maybe you remember the block party the first night. Carthage was an unknown back then. It was a place that you were visiting for the school year, while your home was somewhere else. You had hopes for what the next 4 years of college would bring: parties, studying, and more parties. But there was no certainty that these years would play out the way you wanted them to in the end. Throughout your collegiate years, Carthage transformed from a place you called school to a place you called home. Those random kids you met during freshman orientation became your best friends and family. At times, professors felt like parents, providing guidance and life chats. And of course, Benita, she became a mother to us all. Now that comfort you've had for the past 4 years in college, that's all about to change. 2 days from now is the last time all of you will be in the same room together. After the graduation ceremony ends, some of you will head off to grad school, some to your future careers, and others to just relax a bit before picking your next path. And while the road ahead is full of challenges and uncertainty, one thing that doesn't need to change is having your Carthage family with you. With alumni scattered across the world, finding someone to connect with who shares similar life experiences really isn't difficult. Back in 2014, when I was standing in your same shoes, I was moving to Madison after graduation, and I was really sad to be leaving my friends in the place I'd called home for the last 4 years. I knew I wanted to stay involved with Carthage, but I didn't know what that looked like. And it wasn't until I got involved as an alum that I realized leaving Carthage doesn't have to stop the Carthage experience. Within my first year of graduation, I had attended my first year of homecoming and a few Carthage couple weddings. It was great catching up with old friends, but I wanted to do more. That's when I had joined the Alumni Council and started a regional chapter in Madison. Today, I help plan events for Madison area alumni to attend with their families. I love hearing their stories about attending Carthage and finding commonalities between our experiences, even though we were here decades apart. Some tell me about the professors who impacted their lives. Others share tales of Woe's Place and how it was the go-to spot on campus. Listening to their stories reminds me that the thing making Carthage unique goes beyond the lake and the buildings. It's really the people. Those people may be removed from the school, but they're still passionate about their experiences and they want to share their pride. Hopefully, you all want to share your pride too, of your education and of this institution. Now, trust me, I know that we all wish things could be different about this school, like maybe the shuttle schedule and maybe the over-aggressive geese. But those minor inconveniences represent a part of your Carthage experience that you'll never forget. And it's an experience that has shaped you into who you are today. Knowing that this institution has played a pivotal role in making you, you. I encourage you to give back to Carthage as an alum. While I hope every one of you joins me in donating to the school, staying involved in Carthage after graduation comes in many other forms too. You can give back and stay involved by donating your time and energy. Join a regional alumni chapter, like I did, and connect with fellow graduates from different decades. Connect to expand your Carthage family and network to further your career. Attend Giving Day events to celebrate all that you received from Carthage and what others can gain. Mentor a student by joining the Alumni Mentoring Program. Give that student the guidance that you wish you would have received during your 4 years here. Attend alumni get-togethers with friends, and of course, come back for homecoming each and every year. Even staying connected to your organizations is a great way to give back and stay involved. I challenge each and every one of you to find some way to stay connected to Carthage. Doesn't matter what it is, just find something and make that your thing. Can you do that all for me? That doesn't sound like it, guys. Can you do that all for me? All right. And when you meet your first fellow Carthage alum out there in the real world, talk about how you crossed Campus Drive to avoid the angry goose and share how you stayed up way too late hanging out with friends in your dorm room. You may be surprised how similar your stories are to theirs. I'd like to leave you with a final quote from Maya Angelou. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget the way you made them feel. Carthage has made you feel loved, welcomed, and challenged. As you embark on your post-grad journey, remember the feelings that your time here at Carthage provided, and know that this school, no matter how far in distance away, is always with you through the alumni network that you are about to join. Thank you. It is now my privilege to introduce Matt Zorn, a professor of geospatial science here at Carthage. Professor Zorn joined the Carthage faculty in 1997. His teaching and research focus on hydrology, environmental conservation, drones and water resources, and more. He co-leads Carthage's J-term study tour to Nicaragua, which has become so popular and successful, it now happens 3 times a year. And I can personally say, from traveling to Nicaragua with Professor Zorn, he knows a lot about the rocks in Nicaragua. But ask Professor Zorn about his proudest accomplishment, and he will say it's his students, both his current students and those like me who have already graduated. He is truly a teacher who puts the success of his students first. So I am thrilled to introduce today's faculty speaker, a friend, Professor Zorn.
Anne's quote that she gave from Maya Angelou, pretty appropriate there. You'll forget everything you've heard, but maybe you won't forget how you feel, which is the point of life. So Pastor Cara began her blessing with talking about the blessing of friendships. Please keep that in your mind. We never, ever know what's going to happen from day to day, and monkey wrenches can be thrown into all of our lives. Cherish your friendships. Hold them dear. I'm honored to say a few words for all of you this evening. For you, not to you, but for you. The definition of honor that I'm using, there are a lot of definitions, is the privilege of being associated with a respected group or organization. Now, normally I'd make a quip that any organization that has me is not going to be a respected organization at all. But I'm not one of you seniors, so I can say, in fact, you are a respected group. That's it. You're certainly here tonight. That's why we're having this convocation tonight. So I'm lucky enough to be associated with a handful of student organizations, and this really helps me fulfill my mission here at Carthage, and it makes my life more full by being part of your organizations, and I'm very thankful for that. I would name some of them, but then some other people might get offended. You're not naming us, and so I'm not going to do that. But I will say that I'm proud to be part of your organizations. I'm glad that we're in each other's lives. It's always a two-way street with students and faculty, and I would never pretend to speak on behalf of the faculty. It's like herding cats. I wouldn't speak on behalf of my own wife. But I do know that the faculty here, we are all committed to you guys, and I love that. It's always a two-way street, and we cherish the relationships that we make, and I'm going to start crying, so I'm going to stop that one now. I was holding Life Day on the last day of my Great Lakes course. Life Day is a day where no one has to come. I don't take roll. But for those who do come, I will take you to Starbucks and buy you a drink, and then we'll go back to the classroom and we'll talk about life. And shout out to Sabiela Gomez right now, because when we were down there with the Great Lakes class getting our drinks, I got to talking to somebody. Imagine that. And she ended up paying for the drinks, and not me. So I tried to pay her back, and she said, no, but she's going to be here another year, so I'll get her back next year. But anyway, that's what happened. I didn't actually buy the drinks this time around, but we did go back to the classroom, and we did talk about life. Oh, by the way, I was told, and if you've had me in class, you know I do go off on tangents from time to time. I was told that I only have 5 minutes to talk. Can you imagine me only talking for 5 minutes? But then I was told there's a shepherd's crook somewhere and they'll pull me back. So, since I didn't hold Life Day in my other courses, I asked students in those classes to send me some lyrics, send me some phrases or poetry that speak to them, in quotation marks, in Booney years if you watch Modern Family, that speak to them about life. So these remarks center upon you students. This is your life, and this talk is absolutely for you and nobody else. I'll begin with 3 P words: practice, perseverance, and patience. So practice whatever it is you've chosen to do. It's the only way to improve. Perseverance. Practice a lot. Don't give up before giving it an honest chance to succeed. Stick with it. Patience. Have patience with others for sure, but also have patience for yourself. Patience with yourself. Forgive yourself. It's okay to make mistakes along the path of life. In fact, it's really true that we learn best by making mistakes. Case in point. How many drones have I crashed? I don't care. I can fly them better now. Students added 2 more words to the mix, P words in fact, passion and purpose. I really like both of these words. The discussion that ensued around both of these words was fantastic. Passion. There are quite a few definitions of passion. For example, strong sexual desire. No. strong fondness or enthusiasm for anything. That's it. Passion for music, passion for flying, whether it's an airplane or a drone. That's it, a passion for something. When you have a passion for something, something you studied and did in college, for example, then run with it. Let your light shine and don't worry about others. There will be people along the way that don't want you to shine your light. Or worse, there will be people that try to extinguish your light. Don't let it happen. Hold true to yourselves. Purpose. Why you do what you do. Your sense of place and your belonging in this world. So graduation is a pivotal point in your lives. I know that. I've been there. You've been in school for so long now, 18 years. Now what? What do you do? It's easy to become overwhelmed, especially if you don't have a graduate school to be going to, you don't have a job immediately. What are you going to do? It's so easy to become overwhelmed. But it's okay to not know exactly what you want to do. And this would be a good time for patience. All good things and all good time. It's not a particularly easy thing to hold on to, but you will persevere and you will find your sense of purpose. Not that it matters, but I didn't start my PhD school until I was 29 years old. I already had 2 kids. My wife said, "What the heck, are you crazy?" Yeah, I am. During Life Day, one of the students mentioned the camp song, On the Loose. I don't know if you know that one or not. But the hiking trail in On the Loose, not that version of On the Loose. This is a camp song sung by children, because I looked them up, and there's a version that I won't quote here. But the hiking trail and the camp song On the Loose is a metaphor for your path for your life. There's a trail that I'll be hiking just to see where it might go. Many places yet to visit, many people yet to know. And in following my dreams, I will live and I will grow on a trail that's out there waiting on the loose. Another student mentioned the Drake song, Passion Fruit. I looked that one up too. I will not be reading those lyrics here either. How about Walk the Moon? 1 foot in front of the other. So Mr. Weirs, in his presentation, talked of dreamers. Modern Family, back to that show again. I really like Modern Family, especially the early episodes. They had an episode right before Thanksgiving called Punkin' Chunkin'. If you don't know that episode, or don't know the show, I won't explain the show. They'll give me the shepherd's crook. But if you do know the show, it's a song where the Pritchett's are the realists, and Cam and Phil are dreamers, and Gloria, they're all dreamers. And so the end of this episode, Cam's narrating, and he says, there are dreamers and there are realists in this world. You'd think the dreamers would find the dreamers and the realists would find the realists, but more often than not, the opposite is true. You see, the dreamers need the realists to keep them from flying too close to the sun. And the realists? Well, without the dreamers, they might not ever get off the ground. Love that episode. Good Life Day. So, here are some wrap-up Zorn and student thoughts before they really do yank me off the stage. Walk with the mountain. When the metaphorical mountain of life is steep, slow down. And this is an homage to our very dear friend Pat. And remember, there are always mountains beyond mountains. Stick to your values, but learn from others. Everyone you meet knows something that you don't. And finally, my hope for you all is that you embrace love, embrace compassion, empathy, and community, and know that we are all in this world together and that we need to take care of each other. Let your spirits shine.
For many years, the graduating students at Carthage have symbolically passed a key of knowledge to their successors. Beginning in 1927, a representative from the senior class tied a ribbon adorned with the class year on a wooden key and presented that key to a junior class representative during an annual convocation just like this one. Will Renee Jalbert, a member of the Carthage class of 2019, please join me? As the representative for the class of 2018, I now attach our ribbon and present the key and the history, knowledge, and heritage it represents to the representative of the class of 2019. Thank you, Renee. You're good. I would now like to introduce a fellow member of our graduating class. Owen Myers works with me in the Office of the President and is a member of the Senior Class Gift Committee. Owen Myers, 2048 President of the United States.
Thank you, Chelsea. Good evening, class of 2018. It is my privilege to share with all of you this evening the record-breaking achievements of our class gift. But first, I would like to take a moment to tell you why this gift matters. As some of you may know, the senior class gift this year is the class of 2018 Endowed Scholarship. This is a special gift in that it is characterized by its longevity. It will last forever at Carthage, and we can continue to contribute to it and watch it grow. Some of you may be asking, why is this year record-breaking? It started with a challenge from President Swallow. At the beginning of the fundraising campaign for this year's class gift, President Swallow challenged our committee to establish a goal for the class of 2018. The goal that the committee established was 25% of our graduating class participating in the class gift. I'm happy to announce that our class went above and beyond this year by large strides, with 85% of our class participating in the overall class gift. Would the Senior Class Gift Committee please join me on stage? The Senior Class Gift will be presenting a check to President Swallow with the amount that we as a class have raised for our endowed scholarship. And President Swallow, can you please join us up here? This scholarship is, in many ways, our legacy. All of the gifts collected this year are designated to the scholarship, which will be awarded to future students. Thank you to all of those who have come to our events and to help contribute to the success of this class gift. President Swallow, the class of 2018 has officially raised $16,348.
I want to say thank you to all of you. It was a privilege to be a part of this. We set actually a number of mini challenges, and this group and all of you kept meeting them. And perhaps the one that meant the most to me was that if we attained nearly the highest level of challenge that I needed to then call a bingo game, which was my first time calling a bingo game. So thank you so much. 84%, $16,000. This is a tremendous record. Thank you.
I like that the podium's decorated when I get to talk. Thank you so much, class of 2018, and specifically to the gift committee. I am Eileen Baldwin, Director of Alumni and Parent Relations at Carthage. Now that you're graduating, you're going to be starting to hear a lot more from me. I'll be letting you know on a regular basis that you are definitely welcome back. I hope to see you at special events ranging from homecoming to special guest speakers. Think about the ways you want to stay connected to Carthage and impact others the way our current alumni have helped all of you. And now, it's time for dinner. Woo! Our speakers tonight will lead the way to the library, and you are all invited to follow them out, entering the library through the main doors. Tickets will be taken and wristbands will be distributed, unless you already have yours, in which case you'll go to the express line. So just pay attention. They'll direct you to which way you need to go. Don't forget the map that's in your program, that front and back, that will direct you to your favorite food stations. So tonight, let's raise a glass filled with wine or mashed potatoes and toast to all of your hard work and your future. Have fun, but don't forget about rehearsal in the morning. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and I look forward to seeing all of you and your families throughout the weekend and at Carthage events for years to come.